What's going on? PM Vlogs here. So, as it's getting to the end of December, end of 2019, I started looking forward to what my plans are for 2020. And what I've come up with is I want to basically pull my photography from just being in the digital space. Not saying I'm going to go start, going to film photography and stuff. Staying with digital photography, but my goal for 2020 is not to have my images just live on the hard drive or live on my tablet or wherever, but to actually get some picture frames and make it a commitment to printing images each month and putting those in frames on the wall and be able to enjoy my photography, not just be something I shot for a client and you go visit them and you see your work on the wall, but to be at home and be able to say, wow, it was a really cool shot, and even to look at it and say, if I could shoot that again, here's what I would have changed about it. Or if I could process that photo again, here's what I would do differently. Instead of just looking at it on the gallery on my iPad, being able to actually look at a tangible print on the wall. And then if a friend comes over and they're like, I really like that image, pull it out of the frame and hand it to them. Have it to where the work doesn't just live on my wall or just live on my hard drive for nobody to see, but it's printed, and if somebody comes over and they like it, here you go, enjoy it. And then I was looking at going past that and saying, well, once I'm gonna get all these images going, and if I do one a month, that's 12 a year or so, which that's not many, but I was like, I need to start taking these photos and putting them somewhere. So I was like, okay, I'll get a photo album to put them in. And I was looking, and I initially wanted to print at Walgreens, and I may end up doing that because a lot of my photography is black and white, so I think it should be okay. But I've been reading a few reviews and a few different things that people were having. Some people have good luck and like the quality. Some people don't. And I know, go to a camera store or something to print it, but I'm looking for it being more convenient to be able to do it. And Walgreens is, a few minutes away, or CVS is a few minutes away, versus going to a camera store or a professional print place is, 30, 45 minutes away. It'll become where it just doesn't get done, whereas if it's convenient to get it printed, it'll get done. I'll actually stick with it and do this. And if I end up seeing that I'm not happy with the images, then I'll search, other avenues for printing. Either going with an online service like Adorama Pics, or going to a camera store or something to have the photos printed. Because the issue is, and photo printers would work, but the issue with that is, if you're not printing frequently, you end up wasting money on the inks. And when you end up bringing it to somebody, you end up paying a little bit more per print. But the problem is, if you don't print in volume, printing yourself just isn't a cost-effective means. And I don't print work. I end up, anything I've done for client work, I give them the digital files, and it's on them in a print release, and they can do whatever they want to do with them, print or whatever. And I usually will recommend, hey, if you don't have a print shop to go through, I've used, Adorama Pics before. They're really the only people I've experience with myself. So I usually just recommend them, and they'll either go through them or they'll go through their own, source. So, and looking, on Amazon, it's one of those things, like, my biggest initial investment on this is going to be getting the picture frames and stuff, aside from, you know, cameras, which I already own, and software for processing my images, which I already have. So I think this is kind of a fun way to enjoy my photography more, and also kind of, you know, like I've done before, where, you know, the app Guru Shots, where you can upload your images, and you know, you go through and rate other people's images, and people rate your image, and you can kind of get points and, you know, build rank on there and stuff, and or level up, or whatever you want to call it. And they do have some competitions that have prizes and stuff, you know, money or gear or stuff like that. So it's a fun thing to do, but it's kind of looking to get a little bit more self-fulfillment, and kind of give myself that goal of, you know, each month making myself look through my images and pick an image out of that month that, you know, and if I don't shoot much in a month, then I'm still going to print something. You know, it may not be what I would think is my top photo of that month. It may just end up being a photo in general that I liked, you know. So it's one of those things that it's not going to be, oh, none of my images are good this month. I'm just going to print. I'll print an image that I took that month, regardless. So it may be the best of a bunch of not so great stuff, or it may be a shot that I really, really enjoy. Which the other day I actually took a photo at a rest stop that we were at, and there was an Airstream travel trailer ahead of us, and I took a photo of that. And to me, it's just, you know, I got real low to the ground with the camera. I actually had the camera on the ground. And, you know, I prefer to use center focus, single point focus, and then basically focus and recompose. If I'm dealing with stuff that's motion, then I'll use the multi-point and let the you know, because it'll actually track the motion better. But for still stuff or street photography, I usually just focus and recompose. But I think that photo is going to be my December photo that I'm going to use. And I understand that I said this would be my 2020 goal, but I'm starting it in December 2019, because that's kind of when I came with the idea. And it's like, instead of just saying, hey, I'm going to wait till next month, why not get started on it now? You know, I've already found some frames on Amazon. I'm going to order some 8x10 and then 8x8. That way, and a photo album that'll hold 8x10s. That way, or I may find one that'll hold 10x10s. I don't know. Because when I looked at Walgreens, they can do 8x8 and 8x10, and Adorama I can do 8x8, obviously, but I can also do a 10x10. So if I go with Walgreens, I'm gonna get a square format frame for 8x8, and also get 8x10 frames and an album that'll hold 8x10s, because that'll also hold my 8x8s. So figure it would be something kind of fun. And I really actually got this idea the other day. It was kind of, like I said, or maybe I didn't, but I was watching Omar Gonzalez, or Gonzalez, whichever way he pronounces his name. I was watching his YouTube channel, and he was talking about taking family photos and actually printing them and then gifting them to that relative, or gifting it to a family member later on. You know, maybe you had, you know, just capturing family moments, and not taking it in the style of like portraits, but taking it in like a documentary, like a news type of style, where it's not just getting a portrait, but it's kind of them doing something, like them rolling out the dough to make biscuits, or rolling out or mixing the stuff together for breakfast, or just looking out the back door, you know, watching the dog run around. I'm giving examples that he used in his video, so credit to him for those ideas. The other one was Evan Ramft, I believe is how you say his last name. Or if you watch photography YouTube channels, you'll know the name. I'm pretty positive. But he had mentioned, you know, he was like, yeah, whenever I do test shots, I'll go to the local Michaels or craft store or wherever, and usually have a deal on frames, and they might have a deal. I forget if he said they had deals on prints, like printing photos, or if it was Costco that he said, and sometimes they have deals on frames. But it was the two places were mentioned in his video. But it gave me the idea of, hey, you know, I could just go to a local place, get photos printed, and, you know, spend a few dollars on that, and then get photo albums or frames. So to me, it seems like a very just fun way to bring new light to my photography, bring it out of the digital and into the physical world. So that's it for this video. Yeah, if you you know, I always in my videos, so if you've done something similar to what I've been talking about in this video, leave some comments in the comments section. If you've, wherever you've gotten prints done, if you've done this and your experience with it, you know, I'd like to hear some feedback. So thanks for watching, and have a good one.